Looking for scaffolding in and around London? All London Scaffolding is your go-to choice. Reliable, reasonable and polite. Click the link below or visit the website to claim your discount. Oi, oi, oi! We've got the proper guys now. We've got the professionals. So give it a rest.
Stay there. Welcome back to AFTV, Lucy. We've got the win, and it can make well, perspective is a funny thing, right? Because you can look at it as 3 games without a win, Arsenal capitulating in April. Then you win against Wolves, and suddenly it's only 1 defeat in the league in 2024. We lost to Bayern by a single goal over 2 legs, and we're now top of the table, putting pressure on City, who do have a game in hand. Like, it's, how do you want to look at it?
No, literally, it's perspective, and I feel like I'm always very positive about it. I think, yes, City, they've got a lot to them. We know City, they've got a lot of history. Even this time last year, we were in a similar situation with them.
Yeah.
And I think, yes, they're a threat to us, but if we carry on doing what we're doing, there's points are going to drop from other teams. We've seen Liverpool with Palace. I didn't personally see that coming, especially away from home. So I think it's just, I don't know, just hoping that other people fail in certain ways.
Yeah, that's it.
But also...
Proper hating, but that's it.
Yeah,
isn't
no,
it?
because we need them to, because, I mean, obviously they're all wishing it on us. But I think, wanting that, but also at the same time, we need to focus on ourselves. We've got so many changes that I feel like we need to make to the squad that we need to focus on that.
Well, you've just sparked a thought in my head, right? We went into that Villa game, and some people were saying, you know, Liverpool losing to Palace was a bad thing for Arsenal going into that. We saw City win earlier that day. I'm pretty sure when we went to Brighton a few weeks ago, we also played second that week. I'm correct me in the comments. It's actually nice for Arsenal to apply some pressure. Like, as much as we're just hoping and praying for, you know, something, we can do our bit to change the stakes in those games. So Liverpool go to Fulham tomorrow, knowing we've won at Wolves. And there's that awkward, well, you know, we just lost to Palace, are we going to do it? City go to Brighton. If we beat Chelsea, they'll go, Arsenal just responded with 2 good wins. Chelsea at home, and, you know, City just struggled to beat Chelsea. Chelsea at home and Wolves away, where City lost, funnily enough, early in the season. You know, we can apply pressure. So we have a job to do, even if, yes, ultimately we need a favour, which we do, we can impact that in some way.
I do think, yes, it's important for us to acknowledge how we can impact others and to see how they can impact us. But at the same time, I don't think City really care what we're doing. They're in their own.
That's a good point.
They've just won the semi-final. Like, they're through to the final. Obviously, that's after the season. But I think they're just so focused on them, and we need to have that elite mindset and be focused on, right, okay, who do we want at left back? Who do we want right wing? Is our attacking three good like this, or are we going to keep mixing up every week? I think we just need to heavily focus on us.
That's interesting. You think Arteta's got to settle on an 11, maybe 12 or 13 that ultimately are going to be the guys to get him over the line?
Definitely. I think we saw today with Saka, in the last maybe 5 minutes, literally in extra time, he came alive and he was confident the ball. He went past one player, body went round the other, and I was like, oh, he might actually score, whereas the whole 90, where was he? He was being tracked by those 2 players straight away, and I think it is really frustrating to see that a player of that like level, that standard, doing that. But if Arteta, for whatever reason, he wants to keep playing Havertz, he wants to keep playing Saka, if he just took them off and gave other people more game time, I think Nelson, he still deserves game time. We saw Trossard, Havertz, that did actually work really well. Trossard was tracking back all the time, definitely arguably one of the player of the match should have been. But yeah, I just feel as though there needs to be a few more changes. Yeah,
interesting. I mean, can Arteta settle on an 11? I mean, great title-winning sides, you've always known their back four. You've always probably known 9 or 10 of their starters. But the thing about City is that they've done it the other way, where they started with Bernardo on the right, Foden in midfield today. Well, I don't think they started that way. At one point I glanced at the TV, that's how they were lining up. And I was watching thinking, oh, that's interesting, because sometimes it'll be Foden on the right and Bernardo in the midfield. So the thing with Arsenal is, I don't know if it's about staying predictable or unpredictable, or if it's about Arteta settling on a 12 or 13, like we've said, and going, guys, like, give me your all, you'll get over the line. We saw Partey come on today. Rice then moved from the 6 to more box-to-box. I thought the last 15 minutes he really came to life and he was man of the match on Sky, and I thought he played well. Again, I asked this on the watch on, but where's Rice's best position? Again, another man of the match award, but he did a lot of good work up and down the pitch.
It is tricky. I think personally Rice, he doesn't have a bad game. He's good wherever you put him in that number 6, number 8. He is phenomenal at both. I personally love seeing him in that number 8. I like seeing him progress further up the pitch, actually having an impact in the goals. As well as today, we literally saw him take the ball out of his feet like first time, shots outside the box, which you only can really get if you're pushing further up the pitch. But I think for the safety, depending on who we have at left back as well, because with Kivior, I just like that more security. Just he holds just in front, is able to protect them all. But I do want him to go as 8. But we were obviously discussing who would you then put as the number 6 instead, because Partey will probably be leaving if we're just talking like for the future. But for the rest of the season, probably got to keep him in that number 6 if we're going to allow for more dominating attacks up front.
Yeah, I just think we're better when he's such a great destroyer and ball winner, but I just think we're better when there's another one in there. So he got the yellow card today, and he did it being the last man, sort of lunging in to win the ball. I prefer when he can really drive up the pitch to win the ball and there's someone else covering. Having said that, you're right, the summer's different. In the summer, I want another Ødegaard. So you got Ødegaard 2.0 and Rice, and then I think you get the great balance. But listen, all that for the future. Let's just talk about the title race. Final question. Do you think City slip up?
It depends if I'm going with my head or heart in this situation.
Now go ahead, like genuinely, will Man City drop any more points? Forget whether Arsenal go perfect, we'll see. But will Man City even give us the chance to? Will there be an opportunity for us to have this in our hands again?
Honestly, I do think they will slip up. I don't know if they'll slip up to a loss, but definitely a draw. And to be fair, that's all we need. Our goal difference, especially just upping it by 2 today, we just need that. So I definitely do think they will slip up with a draw, but we've got to make sure that we don't, basically.
Let's hope they do. All right, thank you, Lucy. Appreciate it.